Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Happy Sunday, Imperial citizens. This is your broadcast for today. This is your every 26-hour break. You know, all in one. You are educated. You are given the gifts of the Emperor's rest, right? Without giving, the Emperor's mercy, right? So this message has been brought to you by the Emperor, of course, and also Mechanical Beanstalk. I'm a variety streamer who tries to do more off-the-radar games, which includes games that have a very strong community presence or modded presence or indies or retros that need a little bit more time in the spotlight. Today we're going back to our unofficial Warhammer 40,000 Sundays, which might be... We might mix it up. We might do some other stuff on Sundays coming up in the not-too-distant future. It's unofficial Warhammer 40,000 Sundays, so I'm allowed to do that according to the rules. That's in the bylaws of our community. But anyways, we're going to be playing Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. This is the second playthrough of the campaign that we've done, and hopefully it'll kind of align up well with the new DLC that's coming out. Very interesting, actually. We might actually take a little break and take a look at the more recent character trailer that just came out. That would be actually kind of fun. But in this particular campaign, in which you typically play a privateer merchant prince in the far-off future of the grim, dark, backwards technology future of Warhammer 40,000, you play as a privateering merchant prince. In our particular playthrough, we're playing as a kind of a space halfling, thanks to some mod called Toybox. Right, we're playing a mod. We're playing a space halfling, rogue trader, right? Officer, overseer. And the first playthrough, we played pretty straight arrow for the most part with our Space Viking King. Sorry, a little bit. Recovering for a little bit of allergies, so sorry if my voice is not 100%. But anyways, yeah, so we're doing a little bit more of like a evil-ish playthrough. It kind of depends on how our the campaign takes us, where the story takes us, right? But yeah, generally on Warhammer 40,000 Sundays, we play Warhammer 40,000 games. I have a lot of experience as a Warhammer 40,000 pen and paper role-playing game dungeon master, so to speak, or game master. So I like to talk about Warhammer 40,000 lore quite a bit. So usually we have a little sidebar every so often, especially if there's long loading screens and whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty much that's the intro. Hope you guys are doing okay. Be sure, if you haven't already, to like and follow and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. I do stream Wednesday, Thursday nights, Saturday, Sunday morning, so you could catch me any of those days on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. And yeah, liking and following, subscribing would definitely help me out if you're looking to support the channel. There's a number of different ways. There's bits, there's membership subscriptions on both YouTube and Twitch. There's Patreon. It's also set up, and links you could find any of those things on my main channel About page on YouTube and Twitch. With that said, let's go over to Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. We'll try that for a little bit, and then actually, you know what? Before we actually start, let's actually go over to the trailer for. Let's go over to the trailer for the new DLC, right? And generally, owlcat has a synopsis posted on their website, but Rogue Trader DLC. So, teaser trailer. It has a new companion in it. Where is we do? Mortismall, it would be good. Mortismall is actually a really good YouTuber for this sort of thing, but is this the one that I'm thinking of? This is not the first one. The Infinite Knights Museum trailer. Shoot you one day ago. Yeah, I think this is it. How do you say this? 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖉𝖊𝖗 is the new companion. I thought it would be... I was kind of surprised and not surprised, I guess, at the same time, that it actually is another Mechanicus character. I mean, the Mechanicus, like the Warhammer 40,000 Imperial map, you have a lot of different characters that could be part of the same faction, but they could be radically different. So, right. So let's take a look at this really quick. This is the second trailer that's out.
Some choices scar deeper than flesh, and no augmentation can seal these wounds. Even when the past is buried beneath iron doctrine and perfect calculation, some echoes cannot be purged. Flesh is weak, but even the Omnissire's most sacred machines cannot erase what haunts us.
He's doing like a little lecture thing in the background. Okay, so 𝕿𝖶𝖆𝖆 Buki Dookie. Okay. Let's see here. Owlcats. I know Owlcat generally have it as a synopsis for the guy, so let me see if he has it on Owlcat's website. Owlcats, Rogue Trader. Let's see here. Yes, let's see here. Some choices scar deeper than flesh. No augmentation can seal these wounds. Meet, how would you say it? 𝕿𝖶𝖆𝖆. I think 𝕿𝖶𝖆𝖆 is a little bit easier to say. 𝕿𝖶𝖆𝖆𝖆, the new companion for DLC 3, 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖃 from Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader, and watch the companion teaser. Does it have a character bio? Well, I mean, let's just kind of skim it really quick. I could tell you what I could see. So, let's see here. Come on. What are you doing, YouTube? Come on.
With the latest Galaxy from Verizon, you can
got it.
Some choices scar deeper than flesh.
Well,
and no augmentation
I would think that it would make sense. Okay, so in DLC 3 for Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader, the main dungeon is going to be the Vault or Archives, 𝕬𝖃 the Infinite. 𝕬𝖃 the Infinite is a Necron, like living metal, kind of Terminator-esque, Egyptian-esque, living skeleton, right? They transferred they're an alien race that actually transferred their essence to bodies of like metal, but it kind of like, it's not really it's not like really a fulfilling existence. A lot of the Necrons don't really have any of their sentience left. They're just unfeeling machines. Most of the nobility actually have like a higher level like programming, right? So I would think that like how would this guy like contrast with Pascal, right? Pascal is definitely like a Puritan. I think he actually is his alignment in Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. His alignment is I think it is Puritan, right? I don't think it's iconoclast at all. So I think he would be more. This guy would be more of like a heretic, or I don't know if you could really call him like iconoclast, right? But I mean, maybe that would be one of the things. But I would think that you'd be. Wait, let's go back a little bit. I think this is probably his character model. Maybe.
Even when the past
looks more like just a servitor.
Even when the past is buried beneath iron doctrine and perfect calculation.
But what we got here?
Some echoes cannot be purged.
But
flesh is weak.
And then like clips from the actual dungeon itself.
Most sacred machine.
Okay, so there is a faction of the. Well, I mean, is that their official title? I guess they are. A faction of the Adeptus Mechanicus called 𝕬𝖃rites, where they actually are able to. They like to plumb the depths and mysteries of the alien technology, right? So you'd think that would be put him in stark contrast with Pascal if he had like if he was a 𝕬𝖃rites Adeptus Mechanicus. He seems to be more of like looks like more of a scholarly build than like Pascal's more like comebacks and like axe and stuff. I don't know if I think he's just holding a staff. Yeah. But let's see here. Let's see, Warhammer 40,000. Wiki, Adeptus, Mechanicus, ranks. But yeah, I would assume he would be like a Zenorite. He would be a little bit of a heretic, a little bit of a heretical bent, right? And Pascal can be more range, and he can be more, or melee, right? He's an officer. I'm guessing this new guy is going to be. I'm thinking that the new. I'm thinking that the new archetype that they're going to implement in the next DLC is probably going to be Augment Assist. We've talked about it before in the stream, but Augment Assist in Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader, like the pen and paper game, they're just it's a type of profession that you just like to modify your bodies with like interesting augments, right? And there's a lot of interesting augments you can actually get that are not you wouldn't necessarily see in the tabletop or like other Warhammer 40,000 products. You could have like a bionic that actually changes the layout of your face. Like there's like certain servos and stuff like that. It resculpts your face, so you have like better. You're better at like disguise checks, stuff like that, right? But I'm thinking that it would make sense if we have a tech priest character, and we're going to get a a new archetype to go along with it, right? It would make sense that the character has that archetype, right? It makes sense, and it would have to be. And this character is going to be a contrast to Pascal. They don't want him to play the same, right? And Pascal, like I said before, he's an officer, and you can kit him out to various different things. But debuffs, a little bit more of like single target hits for his. Officer ability, like the stacks of knowledge or whatever it's called. So you think that the new character would be more of like, I don't know. I would think that. So I do think it's going to be Augment Assist or whatever they're not called. They might call it something different, but it's going to be a professional. And they did mention that one of the new features that they're going to have for DLC 3 is that they're going to be putting. Adding an augment slot to your characters. 1 or 2, I think they said. Let me see if I can actually back up what I'm saying. Actually, there's a reason why I actually came down here. Factions, Electro Priests, Hierarchy, Cult Mechanicus. So, let's do. Cult Mechanicus. Let's see here. There is... Tech Priest. There are on the tabletop. I know there's, and like some other Warhammer 40,000 products that actually have the Adeptus Mechanicus. They actually do have a certain kind of like hunched mass of a Tech Priest, right? I was wondering if that's like a specific title. Genitors, Logi, Analyst. Mega. Let's see here. Anyways, let's see here. Warhammer 40. Oh, let's see. Rogue Trader. DLC 3. Features. Let's see here. So, Heretic-Adjacent. I think I actually said it right. You know, it's weird. I say Mozion right now. I guarantee that when we actually play it, I'm going to be mispronouncing that like left and right, right? Let's see. Doesn't actually say. Egon, like here's the actual how he looks, right? So I think, and he has like gene vaults. He has a secondary plasma gun, it looks like, plasma rifle on his tech priest slot, right? So it looks like he's going to be staff and range for his main augments, and yeah, I think I think it's going to be Augment Assist. But yeah, we can actually let's go back into Rogue Trader. We can walk and talk at the same time, right? One of the things I actually wanted to talk about lore-wise today, since Captain Guppo, our halfling, our space halfling rogue trader, is kind of going more and more towards chaos, right? Then we'll talk a little bit more about chaos and the chaos side of Warhammer 40,000 role-playing game, pen and paper, right? So one of the things whenever we talk about lore on the channel on Sundays, Warhammer 40,000 lore, I usually like to relegate it more towards the pen and paper or like the written role-playing game side, because they have their own kind of footprint on the Warhammer 40,000 IP. And yeah, I think that a lot of the lore that they introduced to the setting eventually is kind of folded into the main setting, but it's kind of interesting just to kind of play around in. It's not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of lore streamers. If I actually ever do become like a more like, if I graduate from small streamer to to average streamer, right? One of the things I probably would do is talk a little bit more about the Warhammer 40,000 role-playing games, the pen and paper ones. So I think what we're going to do is, let's see here, save the all your survivors. I think we're going to do some like side quests, level up a little bit. 𝕽𝖊𝖊𝖊𝖗. Lord Captain, an urgent report from the vessel's shrine. A group of unknown assailants have invaded his temple and plundered the incorruptible relics of your ancestors, slaughtering devout worshippers as they win. The High Factorum is among the casualties. Okay. Had Master Montag and Mr. Sarbek not arrived in time. Fortunately, Master Danrock survived. Oh, Danrock! Yeah, I remember this part. Danrock survived and remains conscious, albeit in great pain. He implores your lordship to come to the temple and hear his confession. I shall. 𝕽𝖊𝖊𝖊. And so it comes to pass. 𝕽𝖊𝖊𝖊 comes out of nowhere. Ah! Where did you come from? Back to the shadows. Stay in my shadow, 𝕽𝖊𝖊𝖊. And so it comes to pass. 𝕽𝖊𝖊𝖊's somber voice fills the broadcast. I perform a reading of his terror after the morning watch siren, but visions sent by the Undying One were too indistinct. I saw rivers of blood flowing towards the bones of the dead and a blurred figure, laughing, treading upon the ashes of the fallen. It is now clear. The Undying One desires me to follow the figure's tracks, thus my hunt begins. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, I have to have 𝕽𝖊𝖊𝖊. Yeah. I think I'll probably take Molly out if I have to do 𝕽𝖊𝖊𝖊. Yeah. I've not leveled up 𝕽𝖊𝖊𝖊 at all. She's level 4. Yeah, mostly like I said before. Oh, by the way, if you're looking for a full playlist of my streams, I'm trying to include more of them in the description down below. So if you're watching this in the post-recording, you want to go from like episode 1 of the Space Halfling campaign, or check out the Space Viking King, feel free to check them out at your leisure, right? But like I said, talking about DLC 3, I think it's going to be Augment Assist. I know that there was an article that actually did say that they're going to be adding 2 new equipment slots. Or it's like 1 or 2 new equipment slots that deal with augments, right? Like bionics you can install on yourself. So with that said, I mean, it makes more sense that this new character is going to have that feature, right? It's going to have, maybe like Tech Priest would have like an extra slot for those augments, right? And that he would have the new archetype, which if we're combining all of them together themed, it would have to be Augment Assist, right? I won't go, I think whenever we have the chance, we can also go back and check out the PDF of Rogue Trader actually talks about Augment Assist. So let's see, let's level up 𝕽𝖊𝖊𝖊 really quick. I think I have to use her a few times, but I don't know. Should I change her a little bit? I think I had, what is it? I had dual weapon fighting before, right? So, I'll just, I don't know, man. Finesse. Other weapon proficiency. Lore Xenos or base skill. Lore Xenos. Can I do weapon skill? Yes. Weapon skill. And me, my, mo. Let's see here. Boo. Okay. I'm overthinking things. Bloody mess. Anytime avoid big character scores a critical hit, there's a chance to deal double damage. Sure. I'm just going to kind of rush through this a little bit. Weapon skill. Acrobatic artistry. Okay. Immediately return to the cell, which are the start of the turn. I mean, how can I not pick that? That's actually really good for a hit and run. But what is some of the other stuff that they have? See, I think I did Blade of Vengeance last time. I think I did Blood Oath. I think I did most of the stuff. Take captive audience. I think I tried out all the stuff. So acrobatic artistry. So let's see here. Weapon skill, bloody miss. Let's actually do so I can get finesse. Me, my momo. Let's see here. No Xenos. Here, go get that. Athletics, domination, Medicae, awareness. I think the Medicae is actually better for 𝕽𝖵𝖊𝖆. Agility, weapon skill, strength, toughness. Toughness would be good. Raising tempo. So I think I'm going to do dual weapon fighting for 𝕽𝖵𝖊𝖆 since I did two-handed weapon fighting for 𝕽𝖵𝖊𝖆 last time, right? Each weapon attack made by blink this, you increase the damage of all subsequent attacks. They make this turn by 5%. No. I can just respec her. I don't have to like really focus on this too much. Any blade dancer has to deal with damage. Sure. Oop. And Medicae. Be smart. Bloody mess. Yes. Boop. And death walls. 4 additional charges for death from above. That's a great one. And let's see here. It will not die. It will not die. Obviously, I need that. Agility, weapon skill, strength. Oh my god, her strength is so low. Okay, Blood Oath I think is pretty good. Cost enemy units. Blade Dancer targets a single enemy, valuing the special makes mark. Leonard's next attack against her selected enemy cannot be dodged or parried. If the attack kills the target, Blade Dancer regains 15 wounds and gains 1 AP along with an initial attack this turn. Okay. This ability can be used multiple times per turn, but it grants 1 AP and initial attack only once per run. This actually might be good for Jay. But let me see here. Death Warden, Rising Tempo. Let's see. Open the veins. All this stuff. So many stuff. So many stuff to do. Character gains but yes. Coercion, awareness, yes. I'm going to spend so much time doing this. Race against death. Yes. Killing enemy. Reduce enemy weapon skill. Yes, that's fine. What did I do? I did assassin last time, right? Maybe I should just do like... Well, no, I did executioner last time. Archibald. Maybe I'll just do assassin, you know? Why not? Assassin 𝕽𝖵𝖊𝖆. Death Whisper is making an attack. Does not count towards the attack limit. It does not block the assassin movement. Only deals 25% of the action's usual damage. Okay, lowers priority target for enemies and gains the elusive effect with latch until the... What's elusive do? I don't really plan on using 𝕽𝖵𝖊𝖆 too much. 5% dodge. Dash in a straight line for the two, so dealing 5% less damage from attacks from the opportunity and gain plus 10% dodge against the enemies that attach. They dash through until the next assassin's turn. Fainting attack. If this... I don't think I used this last time. Fainting attack. The assassin's next single target attack will have a negative 50 armor penetration penalty with a minimum of 0 armor penetration and 10% lethality. Interesting. If it's a melee attack, the target rotates 180 degrees. The enemy's dodge and parry against the assassin's attack is equal to 0 until the start of the next turn. Interesting. If it is a range attack, the target is forced to move to the closest cell in a 3-cell range with no adjacent cover facing the assassin. This movement provokes an attack of opportunity. Interesting. Huh. Poised to strike. I don't think I got that last time, did I? Assassin makes an enemy suffer negative 10 armor and negative 2 deflection until the end of the assassin's turn. If there's only one enemy adjacent to them, the assassin also gains plus 10% dodge until the assassin's next turn. If there are no enemies, it stacks, doesn't it? What is this based on? Assassin's agility bonus. Assassin's perception, the greater of perception or int. Huh. Interesting. So, and this is agility bonus, so you can get, no, that's different. Dodge reduction. If there are no enemies adjacent to the assassin, they gain plus 6 dodge reduction until their next turn. Negative 10 armor. That's actually not that bad. You make the enemy suffer a negative to their armor and deflection, and it stacks with agility. So you just have to have a grab load of agility. We'll try that out. Oops, no, it's this one. Because why not? Oh my god, there's so much stuff. Wounds. Let's see here. Let's just do that. Sure. Agility is what I want. Whenever the assassin attacks enemies, there's a critical hit when that says wait. If this enemy suffers a critical hit from one of the assassin's allies at the start of the assassin's turn, a new opening is created on the enemy with their side is closer to the assassin. Each aim for the opening. Perfect opening. Gains lethality chance to deal. Targets maximum wounds, more damage when hitting an opening. Sure, why not? Agility. Man, okay. Death Whisper. That's interesting. But it's range. Interesting. So, like, if you do, for this one, it doesn't seem like it's that crazy necessarily. The assassin's next single target attack will have a 50% armor penetration penalty with a minimum of 0 armor penetration and 10 lethality. So lethality. A specific assassin parameter is equal to dodge or dodge reduction, whichever is higher. I gotta remember that, like, if I ever make more assassin characters, because dodge or dodge reduction, you can get better lethality. And I think lethality gives you better damage, I will say. Anyways, so, okay, this is what I was trying to get at. So if it's a melee attack, the target rotates 180 degrees. Target's dodge and parry against the assassin's attack is equal to 0 until the enemy's next turn. But if it's a range attack, the target is forced to move to the closest cell in a 3-cell range with no adjacent cover facing towards the assassin. And it provokes an attack of opportunity. So if you have a bunch of people that are surrounding a character, an enemy, they would get a free attack. So you could do that in, like, if you're surrounding a boss character, it doesn't say they resist. So you could do fainting attack range. I kind of want to try it, actually. So, like, you can give her, like, a sniper or, like, an offhand gun and make them move three squares, right? Interesting. Create an opening. Gruesome Gust. Never actually did a ranged assassin. What is it? Whenever an assassin has no more than one adjacent enemy that moves into a cell adjacent to the assassin must pass an agility test without or fall prone. That's actually pretty good. I really like that last time. Assassination opening. This has damage increased by 3 until end of combat and stacks. Let's keep on going. Oh my god, we have so much to get through. So much. So much. Crimson Tide. Creature with a Bloodlust or Bloodstained effect gains +1 stack of the effect when raining blood is... Jesus. A creature with a Bloodlust or Bloodstained effect gains +1 stack of this effect when the raining blood is afflicted again or whenever it starts its turn on a blood-covered cell. Huh. Interesting. So you could cover an area with blood and continuously gain stacks. Because I think generally it's not something you can put a lot of stacks on repeatedly. Bloodblessed, the creature deals 2% more damage for each stack of Bloodblessed effect. Creature suffers. Interesting. I feel like maybe for like Marazai, I can make him like a ranged assassin. I don't know, man. Or just like, it feels like I might build. There's an interesting build here. Let's just try that. Okay, ambush. Sorry. Let's see. Agility, perception, ballistic skill. What do we have in ballistic? Nothing. Awareness. Okay. Yes. Let's rush this through. Rush it through. Rush it through. This cultist, Death Cult Assassins allies deal plus. Oh, this is for the Death Cult background. More damage to enemies of both the ally and her target stand on blood-covered cells. Okay, so you have to have. You do have to have a Death Cult Assassin back origin in order to get that. But still not bad. Plus, I can kind of hack Marzai to make him actually have that background. But interesting. But it would be interesting to have Marazai. I don't think there's any, because originally I wanted to try out like buzzsaws, and the background I was gonna have with Marazai is that like he's just kind of like a like a wretched kind of sanctioned Xenos that has just been augmented, and he's just like maybe change his portrait to make him look a little bit more like he has like underwent a lobotomy or something like that, and he just has like a crazy like buzzsaw looking thing. I don't know if any buzzsaws do bleeding damage, but I don't think so. But that'd be interesting. You just like coat the area in blood, and then you keep getting blood-stained effects. In blah 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 blah. Get more damage to enemies of both ally and stand on blood-covered surfaces. Target stand on blood-covered cells. Dance of Blood. Dance of Thorns. Every time a Death Cult Assassin parries or dodges an attack, all enemies with the blood-stained effect suffer +1 stack of the effect. Okay. Shoot with the Bloodblessed or blood-stained effect gains +1 stack whenever bleeding is inflicted on it. Okay. Wait, what is it? Whenever a creature with a Bloodblessed or blood-stained effect gains +1 stack of this effect each time. Okay, let's do. Yeah. Wait, go back. Actually, Dance of Blood. Yeah. Yes. Let's see. Invisible opening. Me. So much stuff. There's some gust. Armor penetration penalty of fading effective. That's not bad. Sure. Because I can get weapons that actually do. Oh, actually, hold up. Wait. I think I messed up. Eldar weapon proficiency. What did I get last time? Let's see. I do Eldar weapon proficiency. Meow. And then finesse is also what I wanted to get. Finesse. Where's finesse? Am I crazy? Finesse! Where are you? Wait. Does he... Can she not get finesse? Oh, here it is. Right here. Wait, I have it, don't I? Wait, I'm just crazy. I'm crazy. I'm a crazy guy. Do 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 do. Okay. I'm a crazy guy with a crazy lie. Crazy guy. Yes. Yes. Boop. Okay. And then now I can do finesse, right? Boop. Crazy guy with a crazy lie. I don't know what I'm saying. Finesse, here we go. Cool. So now she can use Xenos weapons. Strength, yes. And complete. Okay, whatever. Was it worth it? Spending so much time on that? Yeah, I guess so. Type in descending order. Biodagger, yes. Need to melees. Gotta do some melee. Melee with Eldar weapons. Gonna do some melee with Eldar weapons. Why can't I use that? Wait, what's going on here? Jakari. Oh, I thought I did have it. Whatever. Gonna do some melee with Eldar weapons. My friends. I don't see it anywhere. Weber, why not? Let's see here. Splits. Split. And donate. Thank you for hanging out with me, guys. I appreciate it. You guys are amazing people. I just want to let you know. I hope you never feel like I don't appreciate you guys, because I do. Okay, so two-handed fractal blade. Sure. Wait, what's spinner blade? Yes. Cool. But thank you for being a friend. What's that song? Coming around and back again. Something, you're a pal and a confidant. Something. Radiant shield. Wait, is that new? Did I not see this before? Whenever Wheeler blocks an attack, the attacker becomes pass an agility test or become blinded for 1 round. What? Why does Solomon not have this? What's going on? Hardened shield 22. Oh, this is better. Yeah, let's do it. Look at that. See, that's a tiny little shield. Oh, I should probably like load it so they all have the same size. Or the correct size, rather. I should load that really quick. Cool. Thank you for being a friend. This is the hymn of the 3 golden the 3 golden saints of the Emperor. That's what they sing every morning in the church hymns. Thank you for being a friend. Traveling around the world and back again. My heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party and you invited everyone you knew, God, I can't remember the rest of the Golden Girls theme. Okay. Cool. Everyone be tiny. We're all halflings here. Except Kibla. He's forcing her way into my business.
Victory awaits.
Okay, officer. The Master at Arms is barking orders. Professor Albert is murmuring a prayer, and the Furnace Master is circling the chapel with a keen eye as if watching for a threat. Kibble quickly sweeps her gaze over the destruction before focusing on the bloody footprints that stretch from ruins of the reliquary. High Factorum Janus Danrock. The High Factorum's velvet coat is streaked with blood, and Janus himself is deathly pale. My guy! Janus, how are you? A Medicaid officer is working on the black gunshot wound in his chest. Man, he took one to the chest. It's crazy. And Janus grunts faintly with every touch. He focuses his eyes on you with tremendous effort. Forgive me for not greeting your lordship with a bow. I must tell you, 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊 has stolen the great relic. 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊? That old wives' tale? This old wives' tale was blessed with amazing corporeality. Whoever the bastard in the red scarf was, he went by that name, and he spoke very impertinently of your lordship. He dared to ridicule the way you allegedly tried to turn the commoners of the foundry against him with a bribe. What a despicable character. I don't even remember that. You tried to spread discord and treachery among the rabble to suppress the unrest on lower decks. Chokasa Sarbek, just another arrogant rebel, wrapping himself in crimson rags and wreaking havoc for the adoration of the commoners. Anarek Montag, not this time. No one's ever dared to raid the upper decks before. Never in the ship's history has the fury of the rabble been so blind and so fierce. Janus, how are you? Serfs in red headscarves burst into the chapel and started shooting. Their leader made for the relic, the remnants of the honorable rogue traders brought here from the mutant sullied crypt. And when I realized that the sacred ashes of your ancestor were about to fall into the filthy hands of a heretics, one intent on desecrating the glorious dynasty, no, that could not be allowed to happen. I blocked his path. Janus briefly closed his eyes, gathering his strength. The old bastard allowed himself a few vile insults against me, which I obliged to omit. But I did not give in to the provocation. I was hoping to buy myself some time. Then the so-called 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊 started reviling the customs of the ship, berating the officers and the enforcers before insulting the very name of your lordship yourself. I threw my glove in his face and demanded a duel, but the honorless villain just shot me. He laughed at me. The depraved creature. He winces either from the new burst of pain or from the memory of humiliation he so recently endured. And then he committed sacrilege by stealing the relic and shattering this sarcophagus. Forgive me, your lordship. I failed to preserve the sacred ashes of the ancestors. Inspect the empty altar behind him. The reliquary has been brutally smashed. The bed on which the sacred ashes of past rogue traders and their servants once rested now is empty. I will not forget your courage, my loyal Factotum. Factotum. I'm sorry, I don't want to get that wrong. Factotum. Proud to serve the dynasty. Janus's thoughts are becoming muddled. The papers, your lordship. Have the clerk double-check the freight bills. I do not have the time to get the seals. My will is in the left-hand drawer. How bad is the High Factotum wounded? He's losing a lot of blood. This is a Medicaid officer. The Medicaid officer casts a worried look at you. I advise you to hurry. Master Danrock should be on the surgeon's table as soon as possible. I'm holding on, your lordship. Worry not. What matters now is that you recover the relic. The Factotum Totem groans as the Medicaid officer pulls the blood-soaked bandages aside and shakes his head dolefully. Confessor Adalbert, some miracle preserved Master Danrock's life long enough so he might address you. His fate now rests in the hands of the Emperor. May he show mercy to the selfless man. Jocasta! How did the renegades manage to sneak all the way to the upper decks again? Sarbek mutters something through clenched teeth. They had help. We discovered that the hidden corpses of several chapel attendants. The traders took their clothes and led 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊 and his accomplices straight past the patrols. Confessor Adalbert ruefully shook his head. They were good people, pious people. They never slighted a serf in their lives. Why punish them? His face grows darker. I swear that these innocents will be avenged. May the Emperor be my witness. Anyway, did you see the attack? I did not. I was on my way to offer prayer when I heard gunfire and ran as fast as I could. When I got here, I saw Master Danrock, and I think the next thing I did was just press his wound and spout curses. Heinrich looked at the bloody hands in confusion. So much for being a heroic repairman. I wasn't much use with it. I really like Heinrich. I hope I don't F him over in this playthrough. I will strangle this Nemesis with my own 2 hands. May the Emperor protect your... Factorum's eyes roll back in his enormous frame, gives a convulsive shudder. Medicaid officer snatches a syringe of stimulant and speaks decisively. Apologies, your lordship, but we're taking Master Danrock away. He is unable to tell you anything more present, and every second delay could cost him his life. Yes, get him a new bionic heart. Spare no expense. Heinrich watches the limp body of the Factotum get carried away and chew grimly on the low stick that has appeared between his teeth. So what do we have so far? Master Danrock is on his deathbed. All the attackers are either dead or have absconded with the sacred relic, and the witnesses all agree that this one thing, Nemesis and his accomplice came out of nowhere and struck suddenly. Only the throne knows where we can find these bastards now. Acosta Starbeck. We will find him. Starbeck's voice is full of terrible fury. We'll turn this vessel inside out if we must. There is nowhere even a void rat can. 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖊. There's no need. The blood's whisper will lead us to Nemesites. 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖊's words make the two exchange puzzled glances. See, Jocasta, it seems that you're on forces. Could you learn much from these death cultists? Undoubtedly, Lord Captain. She presses her lip into a thin line. Perhaps the servant of death will share her insights so that we may all understand what happened here and what we should do next. 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊, explain to Jocasta what her job entails. 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊 sharply turns to face the crimson splashes on the floor and the walls of the shrine. Her pupils dilate, threatening to drown her irises in darkness. Her expression turns distant, her voice becoming low and strange. This blood is drawn into a pattern of retribution. The one who spilt it appeared later. They moved swiftly and furiously, numb to their own wounds. An enforcer who was drawn to the gunfire and witnessed their sacrilege? An enforcer who was drawn to the gunfire and witnessed their sacrilege? Probably. As for the pattern, 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊 points to a barely visible chain of scarlet droplets. It was made in fury and desperation. The one who left it was wounded, but they did not flee. They fought back when they could, and then they retreated into the darkness. 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊's eyes close as she falls silent, and then she exhales sharply and points at a steel claw into the darkness of the maintenance tunnels hidden within the walls of the shrine. If the attackers have escaped through the maintenance tunnels, we can send in forces after them. The technical corridors extend hundreds of meters in different directions. Nemesis and his men must be familiar with the tunnels and possess either a map or a guide. Without a clear trail, the enforcers risk getting lost and wasting valuable time. Not to mention the fact that those narrow tunnels are perfect for an ambush. So, Jocasta, you're saying that we have no idea where to find Nemesis? The tunnels only answer the question of how he left. Now death will tell us where he is heading. As if in a trance, 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊 leans over her body and peers into its eyes. He stinks of smoke. The smoke-singed coveralls, vile low sticks, burnt sacred unguents, and charred meat. She slides a pale hand along the dead man's skin and snakes it under the sleeve of his coveralls, which she pushes back to reveal a fresh burn, bandaged with a torn scrap of shirt. Her steel claws dig into the man's arm. Your wounds hold. The answer. You dress it carefully. Not inside the shrine, but before that. Something struck you, ripped the tissue apart, burned you, and turned your hand into a worthless lump. It was not fire, no. Drawing a ragged breath, 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊 opens her eyes. The fury of the conductive charge. It was marked, you heretic. I recognize your wound, for I myself have encountered it on those I take to the other side within the plasma drive chambers. Starbeck, gather your enforcers. It is time for them to redeem themselves. No, Lord Captain Teawhistle, you must stay. You're the one that Nemesis has challenged, and those who hunt you by sight. You'll frighten away the prey, and we'll lose the trail until the next tragedy occurs. What do you suggest we do? I will go to the plasma chambers alone. I will track down the false champion and all who serve them, and I'll prepare the grounds for your own hunt. Okay. Out of the question. An enforcer squad would certainly scare off the vermin, but I'm not letting you go alone, servant of death. You and I will go into the chambers together, and together we'll bring down all who have dared insult the Lord Captain. Enric, I'm going too. I have a couple of good friends in the plasma drive chambers, the nosy kind who know everything about everyone. Convincing them shouldn't be difficult, especially if I pull a few favors. It'll be the three of us then. What a company! Yes, indeed. There's an awkward pause. 𝕿𝖗 takes a long look at the officer's faces before finally nodding her assent. So be it, but not like this. Much like your faces, your guises too are too conspicuous. I have a choice of just not going in disguise. Well, listen to 𝕿𝖗 for now. The enforcer will procure regular work clothes for us. We'll only carry inconspicuous weapons so we can hide easily in our tool bags. I think you're bearing too, man. Jocasta probably... Jocasta, and she should have more of like infiltrator type like troops with her. I feel like all of Jocasta and like all of her minions would probably like immediately have like cop aura. Before I depart the hunt for the other side, ask the 𝕿𝖗 to bless me. I pledge never to leave your side, yet the hunt demands... I mean, I went, like, on plenty of adventures without her. Grant me this permission by performing the ceremony between... 𝕿𝖗 moves towards the altar. When your people have taken their leave, under the gaze of the Undying One, will begin the rite. What is this ceremony? The rite of blessing for the sacred hunt. With it, the 𝕿𝖗 casts a shadow over the path of carnage. Under your benediction, I will strike harder and tread more softly. Very well, let the ceremony commence. With your permission, Lord Captain. The Infernus Master and I will take our leave now and set up to prepare for our descent into the chambers. We dare not intrude, your lordship. Okay. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Be right back. Coming back, my friends. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. Guys, if you haven't, please like and follow and subscribe. You silly men and women. Yo, my Domin, I am your blade, and I am home by your blessing. My arms are strong while your will is strong, and as long as the Undying One hears your prayers, my feet will go unheard. Her blade kisses her palm, and a dark blood begins to trickle and spread over the bottom of the ritual cup that has now appeared in her hands. With our blood, with our will, we shall spin a scarlet web, the symbol of the hunt. May it herald our praised demise. 𝕿𝖗 puts a dagger into your hand, and you suddenly feel how heavy your eyelids have become. Your heartbeat slows inside your chest. Her words linger and then rush through your mind, in a deluge. Her heavy scent of incense envelops you and makes your head spin. I feel strange. What is happening? For the twinning to happen, you must first expand your mind, see the unseen, hear the unheard. Those who live and die by the tenets of the web often burn sacred essences, and your body is not yet accustomed to them. Dumb and Lord Captain Guppo Teawhistle of the Teawhistle dynasty. Your mind is trying to grasp its new boundaries. Do not resist. Breathe deeply. Make a small cut on your palm. Ah! Ouch! The pain gives way to a burning sensation. Kibble grasp your hand and squeeze it over the ritual cup. But this new discomfort is quickly replaced once again, this time by a dull numbness, the faint warmth of blood flowing from your open wound. The twinning is the blood oath I have made to my lord. Kibble dips her fingers into the spilled blood and traces a symbol, first on her own forehead and then on yours. It appears to resemble a blade that is cutting through intricate knots. Okay. Anoint me with your blessing, Domin King, Captain Guppo Teawhistle, and the ceremony of the twinning commence. Or twinning or twining? Whatever. Kibble's face blurs before your eyes. No matter how hard you try to focus and dispel the vision, in the place of her face you see a death mask, a broken skull with a hollowed eye socket. It's crazy. Oh my lord. May your fury and resolve be unshakable. One who follows the thread of the web fights not out of rage, but with a mind as cold as stone. Nevertheless, rage can be a potent weapon in the hands of a punisher. I understand, Domin King, Captain Guppo Teawhistle, and I accept your blessing. Kibble thinks for a moment. Your body cannot accompany us on the stage, Domin, but your spirit. There's nothing your spirit cannot do. The twining, I'm going to say twining, it sounds better. The twining is complete. You and I are now bound by a blood oath. Think of me while I hunt, and I will think of you. Become a thought flowing through my mind. If the Undying One is gracious to us, he will send you dreams, and in those dreams you will see me. If he is more gracious still, those dreams will be truthful. Proceed, Kibble. You perceive a sweet smile from beneath the death mask. Kibble hands you the cup and begins tracing your finger around the bottom while whispering a prayer. Watch now, Domin. I was just thinking, like the new DLC character. I wonder he wouldn't be a romance, right? He's like bloated, and like machine augmented. That'd be crazy if owlcat made him a romanceable option. Watch now, Domin Lord Guppo Teawhistle. What does it say? The seething eye beholds in a converging patterns of blood. She draws your attention and the symbols she has inscribed. You can see the shifting images in the blood, a spider crawling in a fine web, blurred shadows that could resemble either a swarm of void racks or an enraged hound. Crossed blades, a card from the Emperor's Tarot, but as soon as your gaze lingers on any of them, reality bleeds through the fluid shapes. Soon your spirit will begin to follow me. I will bid the servants to carry your body to your chambers, from where you will not be disturbed. Wait in silence and safety. For me, the hunt has just begun. She's like, I'll take on your... She puts on his clothes. The little undersized clothes. Little blue coat and whatnot. I will have the captain's blessing. The captain will be with me. Kibble's footsteps fade away, melting in the same impenetrable darkness in which your consciousness is extinguished. Plasma drive chambers. Cool. I kind of can't 100% remember how this questline goes. But what was I going to talk about? We'll bounce over to the Black Crusade PDF. So, anyways, yeah, we'll bounce over to like lore discussion. Probably next, maybe a couple load screens or whenever it's appropriate to make it kind of like a sidebar. But of the Warhammer 40,000 role-playing game products, the Black Crusade one was the one that kind of heavily they actually like focused on the chaos side of Warhammer 40,000. You can make it takes place in an area called the Screaming Vortex, which if you guys remember Rogue Trader, the cRPG that we're playing right now, the Maw, that little warp storm that surrounds what the section of the Cronus Expanse, inside the Maw, in kind of like a more becalmed area is the Screaming Vortex. So it's chaos, the bastion of chaos power in this area of space, right? So it takes place there, and it's more of a, I would say, it has a lot of, I think the percentage system in Warhammer 40,000 role-playing game, I think the percentage system is best in Black Crusade. I think all the additions they made to the system and how they redid how unnatural statistics work, like if you're a big old buff space marine or a mutant or something like that, like degrees of success and how certain stats work, they work a lot better, right? And generally the gist of it was the role-playing game. You could be a human. You could be, or you could kind of say you're a human, but you're something a little bit more, right? It's a very robust system, I would say. Or you could be a space marine, right? You could start off as a space marine. And the deal is that like certain of them, I think I mentioned this before last time I talked about this, but the goal was there's a bunch of different quests. You usually want to gain like a certain, there's a like a renown tracker or like a popularity infamy tracker scale that you could actually get to gain the equivalent of like wealth, just like Rogue Trader, right? And then there's like the corruption scale, which in terms of like there's a conversion system where you can actually bring characters over from Death Watch and Rogue Trader and Dark Heresy and make them into heretics. I think one of the ideas they had is that like the corruption level 0 or 1 in Black Crusade is like corruption level 100 in like the other versions of the percentage system of Warhammer 40,000 role-playing game. So you can say like you could be a character and like the idea is if you reach 100 corruption in the other games, you lose your character. But if you have an option to now if you own Black Crusade, you want to make it into a Black Crusade game, you essentially remake your character in Black Crusade. Like you have different ways to expand your character, different like destiny, right? And you start over rather than lose a character. You pledge yourself to the dark powers, right? So that's how like a lot of it works going into the game. What else should I say about it? Yeah, like mortals and space marines, they gain corruption at like different rates, and they gain mutations at different rates. The idea is that space marines, the super soldiers, the Death Astartes, it's harder for them to fall, but when they do fall, they fall harder than a typical mortal has it. So anyways, we could talk about that in a little bit. But anyways, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like and follow and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. It would be something that I would definitely appreciate. I do stream, like I said before, just repeating it for people coming in. I stream Wednesday, Thursday nights, Saturday, Sunday mornings, and try to do more Warhammer 40,000 games on Sundays during our unofficial Warhammer 40,000 Sundays. But yeah. Anyways, stale air, oppressive noise, the hum and whir of machinery drown out all thoughts. This place rings with tension. Is it the powerful energy coursing through the cables, or have the wails of the workers merged into a cacophony of indignant whispers and desperate prayers? Lost, mired in petty troubles, unmindful of duty, their voices creak as if covered in rust, and their eyes are dimmed by the engine's drudgery and lack of light here on the working decks of the Domin's great ark. I've seen it before. In these murky depths, the people become creatures all ready to devour each other for worldly gains. Fleeting pleasures are imaginary freedom from obligation, born from the abyss of spiritual emptiness. The Undying One punishes them through me, 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖚. Golden child. Discussing mutations, abominations, reflecting a vice are born in these shadows. And I, 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖚, should be their doom. The thread shakes. The web is taut. I step silently. May the great hunt begin. One thing I could probably do, I could probably switch on... I could switch her portrait to hooded 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖚. That'd be nice. The thread shakes. The quarry will always leave it... the thread shakes. The web is taut. I step silently. May the great hunt begin. The thread shakes. The quarry always leaves a trail. We may not see it, but we can feel it. I taste the air, the scent of fresh dye with a subtle note of sparks. This is new, pleasant. The upper decks reek of luxury, but here I feel comfortable. There's just something else. That is it. I recognize the smell. ungent, low, and burnt meat just inside the shrine. The time has come to spin the scarlet web. The web is taut. Know the hunting ground, 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊. Go! Go, 𝕿𝖵𝖊𝖊! Go! To find the enemy, I must listen. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. The rhythmic beat of engines and pumps. That is the ship's breathing. That is the ship's heartbeat. It is strange that I feel at home. Is it strange that I feel at home amongst the workers of the lower decks who pass their time like the living dead? Warmth spreads through my chest. I like to think that it is the connection with which the Undying One bound my and the Dominant's fates together. He has blessed us, and we may hunt as one. I step silently. Darkness is our ally. Merge with the shadows. In the twilight of the chamber, barely illuminated by flickering candlelight, I become like them. The lost, mired servants. They will become unwitting allies in my hunt. Their hopelessness, their desperation, their thirst for survival will become my tools for my use. Where's the second spinner? We're supposed to meet here. You know that feeling when you're being stared at, but you can't tell by who or from where? I have that feeling right now. Footsteps? 2 are coming towards me. Familiar gaits. These are the Dominant's servants. I would not be surprised if the cultists set out on the trail of 𝕝𝖃 alone. The spinners are arrogant. We are just another soul to them. A gift to offer death. 𝕿𝖃 voice is hard and cold, like her will. I can see it in her eyes that she dislikes me. She is wary, and so she should be. For we serve the Domin, not one another. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about like what would I do for like a new playthrough for this game, for the new DLC? Like, should I actually like spin the new DLC into this campaign or start a new one? I don't know. But I was thinking if I started a new campaign, I always did want to make a navigator character, and that is possible without through the name system, but I can always make a navigator with toy box. I was thinking about like it would be a navigator ship, right? So we'd be navigator character and navigator. I'm not really sure like how to. I would like to be interested. I was always interested in trying out like a melee navigator in the Rogue Trader pen and paper game. It's really, really hard to do, but yeah, I have a few ideas to actually do. Flaming voice. Does this remind you of anyone at all, Jocasta? This man is enamored with fire. Even his words are sound full of biting flames, and he himself enjoys playing with fire, too much so. They bigger again. Their mutual animosity may disrupt the hunt. Examine the still mistress in the flaming voice. Like one of the things I also was talking about in like other streams was that it'd be interesting to make a third playthrough. So it'd be the only character I haven't really played with was Argenta, right? I was thinking about making like using Toy Box and making Argenta like a melee navigator. Like she considers I'll make like her name would be in quotes, right? Argenta. Like she thinks that she is, because Argenta herself is not like, she's named after like an imperial saint, right? So like I was thinking that we can like headcanon it to she's a navigator who he's like a little bit loopy and thinking that she is a sister of battle, but that's how we would headcanon it. But it'd be Argenta, the main character, navigator, main character. Like having a lot of navigators in the party would make things like way easy. So I was wondering, like, I'm not sure like how I could make it the campaign more difficult, but we could do melee. Navigator main character. I'm not sure how to actually build that. Navigator. I forget the navigator character. Literally the navigator character. Then we would have melee navigator, Argenta, right? So we'd have 3 more. So we'd have the DLC character, so that's 4, right? So 2 more. I was thinking about like doing like having 𝕽𝖶𝖊𝖊𝖃 in my party, like adding a character, either a mercenary or another companion. They'd have kind of an 𝕽𝖶𝖊𝖃 build, right? And I was thinking about that, like we were talking about this in a different stream, but the final character would be a tank, and I was thinking about doing a what if scenario. Like, what if Abelard was the one that turned at the beginning of the game, and what if what was it, the whatchamacallit guy, the guy that turned, the Master Whispers, right? I forget his name off the top of my head. So I like swap their portraits, right? So like Abelard would be the heretic, and the other guy would be in my party as under Abelard's portrait. I don't know. I don't know how I would actually mod that, but it'd be a very interesting party to build, right? Anyways, give me 1 second. I gotta pee. Be right back. Thank you for waiting. Thank you, thank you. Does this remind you of anyone at all, Jocasta? This man himself is armed with fire. I am here. 'Tis I, 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖃. In a different universe, I was the Lord Captain's wife and queen. But in this dimension, I'm a mere killer. There she is. Welcome to the Plasma Drive Chambers, esteemed holy assassin. You can exchange pleasantries later. Lieutenant 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖉𝖊𝖗 is on duty in this compartment. I've ordered her to gather the information on all the workers who wear red scarves and who have recently left the bay. This is pointless. The red scarf is not proof of guilt. It is merely a symbol. It could be a trap. I need to find her. I will watch the enforcer and those who are watching her in turn. Okay, cool. Your enforcer knows nothing about life in this compartment. I guarantee it. I have a better source of information, a good friend of mine who knows a lot about delicate matters. It'd be easy for him to get him to talk. He's terrified of pain and death. Only the faithless fear death. I will not trust him. Let him trust me so his trust may become a snare for my hunt. I cut them off with a gesture. Their methods of hunting are not mine, but I take a grain of truth from their words and weave it into my plan. We need to provoke them into making a move. Intimidate them with an impending threat. False sense of impunity, convince them that they can and must act now. Strike with a spark, then ignite the flame. Intimidating them didn't really seem to help. Just false sense of impunity, convince them that they can and must act now. Sure, why not? This enforcer who answers to Steel Mistress is a symbol of order and obedience in these chambers. She is standing in my way. When she disappears, my enemies will believe it's safe to strike, and there will be a costly mistake. Strike out the spark that will ignite the flame. Okay, let's just do all this. Cool. Cause rumor, then raid. 𝕿𝖗𝖊𝖃. 𝕿𝖗𝖊𝖃. Me. Yeah, should I give her more equipment? Let's see here. I'm using raids, cost of 1 AP. Capes, mini capes. Plus bonus to damage against enemies that have dealt damage to wear this round. First melee combat. It cannot be dodged or parried. Sure. Dodge, enemies on supposed weakness. If there's melee attack, if their scores a critical hit. Dodge parry and scores a critical hit. They wear in systems. Sure. A lot of these stuff I'm not going to be using anyway, so I can just give it to Kibble. Gloves. Plus in strength. Sure. Where it is more damage to Xenos and Daemons, where it's convenient documents is doubled. That's fine. Sure, ability deals damage. With amazing melee, they regain 1 wound. Sure. Helmet. Where is my stuff to put my brain meats in? Whenever we're a single shot range attack, it doesn't have that. Yeah. Looking good. I like it. Cool. And give you some grenades, because why not? Cool. All right. Kind of want to just get back to like side quests, man. I want to like kind of like rush through this because I remember a lot of it, enough of it. Engine sear. Kibla, attendant active overseer. Their attendant. Just go here. Become a shadow. The late people are huddled together like being chased by predators, like a herd being chased by predators. Fading gazes, bent backs, and the crimson kisses of batons on their bodies. And yet shadows of smiles touch their dirty, burnt lips as a strange pair, like a hammer and anvil, send sparks into the air with their words. What is these two talking about? And then the lever smacked you right in the kisser. Give or take a tooth, this is nothing. Bruises, burns, cuts, that's just life. Hammer. Just remind yourself how you came home after your shift, having exchanged your ration card for a bowl of soup. How are your little ones gulp down that bowl down? How they fall asleep feeling a little better? I say that's worth a hard day's work and a punch in the face. He smiles broad shoulders with a rusty beard. He's not afraid to share laughter with others, and so the crimson shades from the beatings never leave his face. His voice is bright, sonorous, and listened to. Anvil. Not everyone here is chipper and thick-skinned as you. A bowl of soup is great, he says. What about having to choose which of your 3 kids gets it? Is that great too? Bees are nothing, he says. Remember when the enforcers broke your arm? Anvil. Since you couldn't work, your wife had to pull 3 shifts. She collapsed from the lathe and the conductive charge burned out her eyes. Just another day in the Imperium. None of us deserve that. Tough and unyielding, every word hurts, and she is forgiven for her sincerity. They listen to her pull themselves together to share the common path. Okay. Interesting. Flaming voice. Dr. Meany, hey, what's going on? What class did you pick? Dr. Meany, for my main character, I picked Officer and Overseer. And I have, through Toy Box, I respect a lot of characters that couldn't be respect. My party is with modded companions. Officer, Overseer, most of them are Halflings, so they have like stat adjustments, or Ratlings rather. Officer, Overseer, Officer, Overseer, Psyker. What else we got? We got Blade Master. What was it? We got Blade Master, but it's pistol melee weapon finesse build Blade Master. And then we got what? We have a warrior Overseer. Oh, I should probably say the main character is a Cyber Eagle Overseer, and Psyker is a Cyber Raven Overseer. Tank is going to be a warrior Overseer with the Hound, right? And who else am I forgetting? Heavy weapon expert, soldier, and sniper soldier. That's what we have so far. And now we're just doing this Kibble side quest. Become a shadow and hear the voice of the crowd. Lay people have huddled together. We already did that before. Look around, try to get through this quest line because I want to do like side quests. Now just running around downtown. Rector Attendant. Stain. Howdy, Stain. Flaming voice. Long time no see, Spindle. Tell me, what does silence taste like? Are they using a secret code? Without flaming voice, he would never have even spoken to me. Stain. Everyone knows silence doesn't taste like anything. If you want to earn rations, you better start dealing in words. He speaks casually, but his voice is simply and slippery. His eyes are as dirty as an oil-stained garment. The impudence of his gaze and words when he turns to us. He isn't clean, and he knows it. He is unrepentant. That's a funny look, Heinrichs. And you have a funny looking company. Are you here to sell or buy? And before you answer, remember the first rule. Every word has its price. Still, mistress, are we... she probably, even though she's like disguised, she has like super cop energy to her. Are we bargaining for information from this low life now? It is the duty of every serf to aid the rogue trader and his associates freely and willingly. Hoo boy, here it comes, says Flaming Voice. Who's that with you? An enforcer? And a spinner? Do you want me dead? If anyone sees me talking to you, they'll snap my neck. So off you go. The peddler of the words is trembling for fear of his life. I must extract answers from him. Persuasion 0%. Wait, is this... I guess you could level her up before this. I mean, I guess there is a way that you can actually get persuasion up. Medicaid 75%. A quelling stimulant on Neeble's tip will loosen the Stain's tongue. So let's stick him with a little needle. Boop. What's his feeling? So calm. Ooh. Fine. Ask whatever you want, but then leave. My reputation cost me a lot of blood. I didn't earn it to have it trampled into dust because you people happen to stop by. One glance is for me to see your true self, Stain. You are a liar and a manipulator, a peddler of other people's secrets, and not knowing how to keep your own mouth shut. You'll become the bait, sowing confusion amongst the minions of Nemesis who hope to wait out the lockdown. They think they have enough time. I will deprive them of that confidence. Where do things stand in the plasma drive chambers? Speak briefly. Speak sense. There's a bunch of workers in the far corner who now gather between every shift, whispering to each other. They do not invite me. They say I talk too much. Well, if they're scared of my tongue, that means that they have something to hide. And of course, everyone's talking about Nemesis. Sure, the foundry and the chapels were big, but they've been helping people all over the place. A lot of people are sticking with him now. You can knock my teeth out if I'm lying. Don't get many of those left. I don't have many of those left anyways. But I'll tell you this. If someone finds him, they will not rat him out. Now, we set the snare. There will be a raid soon. Be careful. I will warn you in appreciation for your cooperative nature. What do you... That information is not meant for... Sarbag, man. Steal mistress, man. We're really? Well, if that's all you wanted, can I go? Go, Stain. Be my herald. Flaming Voice. It's difficult to admit, but I do share the Master at Arms' indignation. We came here to get information about these traders, not reveal our secrets. Reveal the truth to the enemy, and they will harm themselves with it. I just hope the wisdom of the Bloodstone Web won't cost us. Okay. Lieutenant Overseer. Where are we going? I'm not acting casually at all. I'm rushing through these decks. I'm like, I'm being stealthy. I'm being stealthy. Let's see. Heed these words and commit. Oh yeah, we've been here before in like another quest, haven't we? I think we have to go back to... Let's see here. Whip. Here we go. An old burn spreads across her body in a scarlet blotch. A look of contempt, a heavy baton covered in blood and symbolizing balanced power. Like a fierce leather whip, she lashes both her hands and her gaze. You know, one of the things we can actually do is, you know, we talk about 40k RPG lore and all that stuff, but every so often we can actually, like, throw out some, like, quest hooks for people who are thinking of making their own adventures, characters, stuff like that. That'd be actually be fun. Not really sure what format to really put that in. I'm not really good at that. Like, I say this a lot on the stream, but I really need to make more edited content. Put that out there. That's gonna be that's actually my official next goal, is to do that more often. Like maybe like once a week, or aim to do it once a week at the most, at least, just more often. Essentially, whip. What are you looking at, you beggars? You finish your shift, you go back to barracks. You start your shift, check in with the foreman, and get to work before Matilda comes to pat you on the back. And Matilda, I presume, is that wonderful, not at all intimidating baton on your belt. I guess our disguise is working, but I would rather not spend the next few watches in the med bay because of a misunderstanding. His breathing has quickened. The flaming voice always makes jests when he's nervous or irritated. Do enforcers infuriate him? Whip. Infernus Master? Master of Arms? Apologize for not recognizing you, ma'am. 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖊𝖗. 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖃. We're conducting an inquest. Answer the spinner's questions. I hope your report will be useful. Whip. What can your scars reveal to me? Sakita, nice. Day after day, she watches the serfs labor away, exhausting at the last vestiges of strength. And there's no compassion in her eyes. They're simply a resource she is commanded to use and then discard. She hates them because she blames them for her pain, her wounds. Let the enforcers converse. The workers hide their eyes, but I can hear the murmurs echoing through the bay. There's an impotent rage in their hearts directed at the whip, for she is the embodiment of the very order they despise. But why do they not realize that the enforcer is a shield as much as a lash? Some of the people I escorted to the other side looked at me the same way. In past, I did not understand, but now do lay people see spinners performing their duty to the Undying One, or enforcers performing theirs to their domain as monsters? Nothing is unimportant as the hunt. Tell me what you know, and I shall listen. Whip. A group of workers wearing red scarves were seen in the compartment just after the attack on the shrine. The foreman stated that they were to work on the freight line. No gunpowder on the clothes, no fresh wounds. Too many of them have started wearing red masks, and it muddies the trail. But we also found some red scarves and bloody rags on one of the shredders only shortly afterwards. We still have to exits and reduce the air supply to the maintenance tunnels to the absolute minimum. Now you can't stay there in longer than a few minutes without passing out. There's no way the bastards could have left the plasma chambers. They're definitely in here somewhere. Like snakes, the servants of Nemesis have shed their skin. The red scarf is just a distraction. Do I sense a touch of his will? The Undying Emperor. Kibble is a very interesting character, I'll say. She's one of the more interesting characters of the cast. Do I sense a touch of his will? The Undying Emperor wishes to bestow a revelation of to me on this trying hour. Let his tarot show me the way. I breathe an essence made from ashes and blood of the faithful. It enlightens the mind, granting it the grace of reading his signs. A wave of epiphany sweeps my thoughts away, pulling me into a blessed trance. My fingers move of their own accord over the sacred deck and draw a card. It is a martyr. I see a tear of blood wash over the pale features in this image, and they shift, becoming a whip's face. A portent for him. The Undying One blesses me to take whip. Oh, interesting. The minions of Nemesis fear her. When her soul is delivered to the Undying One, the traitors will feel invulnerable. They will crawl out of their holes and fall into my web. I know how Whip's thread will end. It is your time, Whip! I cannot sever Whip's thread with a blade, for the serfs would recognize me as one of the spinners and lose all courage. But the sparks of the machine spirit in the plasma drive chambers have already claimed the lives of many. I will use this, and thus the web will spin. Okay, I think I have to sabotage like one of the electrical conduits, like the wires or something. So I think it's like down here.
Sleep, no rest, only duty,
something like
only
that.
Death.
Seal Mistress. Hmm. Oh, it's... Wait, it is somewhere around here. Do. Servitor. A reservoir of technical fluid. If it leaks, the power of the conductive hertz will spread it. Okay, cool. Set up a trap, yes. Spilling the liquid. A cable throwing with power of the conductive charge. A single swing of the blade will send the enforcer's soul to a dying one. Yes.
There is only death, yours or mine.
Cool. So we have to wait until he moves around. Ah, whip! 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 Damn it. Why did it have to be Godira? I don't know why the Emperor ordered you to kill her, but we must see that she did not die in vain. And just like she's gone, she will never even know why she died for it. Meanwhile, the spinners go on, passing whatever judgment they please.
With me.
Whip!
Offering of blood.
Wait, is this actually like a named weapon? Let's see. what do we get? Let's see. That was in the order newest to oldest. Whip, whip, whip. Oh, it does. It's not named. It should be. She actually named it. Owlcat. Come on, man. Okay. So I think we have to go back to the crowd if I remember right.
Follow my steps.
Meow 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 yeah yeah pop pop up yeah meow 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 meow. The lay people are huddled together in a pile of sweltering bodies, filthy and battered by the enforcer's batons, reeking of sweat and disease. Their hearts pump blood faster and faster through their bulging veins as two of them send red-hot sparks in the air with words like a hammer and anvil. Still, mistress, your plans appear to have worked, Spinner. The air itself is charged with something, and it's not the conductive charge. Too soon! The serfs, they are stirring. The peasants are revolting. Listen to the rapid beating of hearts. The lay people are frightened, angry. They feel the impunity that sprouted like a weed upon the whip's demise. They feel the threat crushing them from the upper decks, both imminent and inevitable. What are those two talking about? Hammer and anvil? I can hear their whispers, insidious and deafening. No longer do they laugh with the others. No longer do they pretend. The enforcer is dead, and the punishers from the upper decks will soon follow in Nemesis' trail. This is our chance. We need to act. This is it. I can sense that their prey is close. They have little fear of giving themselves away anymore. They need a spark to ignite the flames. Something that will convince the Nemesis' followers that they are strong, and that the dominant servants are diminished. Wait for the right moment. Something like the spark, whether spun, but not ready to chase by prey in the sturgeon later. Wait for the right moment. They tell us how it is meant to be. Just because they were born on the upper decks and down below in the darkness, is it really God Emperor's will that they grow fat on the fruits of our labors, revel in luxury while we die without water or medicine? Hammer's voice rumbles, and the lay people listen. Their hands clench in the fists. No matter how hard you work, they will wring everything out of you and give you nothing. Who allowed this to happen? The rogue traitor! His name be damned. A Grox on the throne. How dare you? How dare you? My ears are burning. A tyrant throwing her bones in the furnace of his protectorate. Oh my! Oh, what Ironrich? I forgot about that. Shut your foul mouth, void dog! Flaming voice. No, it's too soon. I understand your anger, but you must temper it. What'd you say about the Lord Captain? The one who gives you food, work, and shelter? You insolent deadbeats. I can see why you've gathered here. I will not let you start another rebellion. Why are you reaching for your Voxcaster? If you do not disperse, I'll give the order to vent the plasma chambers. You have 5 seconds. 4. The tyrant's lackey. If you do this, you'll die with us, you madman. To protect the Lord Captain and his crew? I can see you never met Inferus before. Their faces are twisted with fear. Will they retreat? Will they flee? Will they hunt be thwarted? No. Yeah, it would be kind of cool to actually have like an 𝕽𝖨𝖚 character in my next party. A small throwing blade flies out of my palm and draws a scarlet line across Anvil's neck. If I had wished it, she would be dead, but she continues to breathe and to bleed, and to scream furiously as she looks for me. The rogue traitors! Assassins are here! Look! They wanted to kill me! Find the assassins! The spark is lit. 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖃. The lay people press in from all sides, pushing and shoving. Their faces are ablaze with terror and rage, and a violent energy boils through the mass of bodies. This power will be difficult to contain. Frightened people are dangerous people. The hunt was meant to go differently, but such is the undying one's will. Furnace. One voice rises above the others. A voice of a burly bearded techno man. Low is the roar of a furnace. A furnace smells of sweat and sacred unguents. He's not afraid, he merely pretends to be. Beneath the shudder of terror, I hear excitement. Do we deserve to be executed, my brothers and sisters? Have we not labored with the sweat of our brow? Have we not perished? Have we not perished for the outburst of raging machine spirits? Why do they call us rebels? Why are we being punished? Furnace's words mark the crowd seethe even more. Take a closer look at Furnace. Strong, heavy, enormous hands with blows that should be feared. A great belly has been honed the symbol of his success. He does not starve, so that those who follow him will not starve either. A powerful leader, recognized by the whole pack. Think about dumb and Lord Captain Guppo Teawhistle. I turn my thoughts to him, for it is his people that are standing before me. What would he do, the one whose thread I anoint with my blood? You should be grateful for having been blessed with both toil and injury. Who would you be without them? Nothing but worthless rabble. My words frighten them, wound them, because they are just, and that makes their anger swell all the more. Rots. Why are you surprised that these officers ever treat us otherwise? A new voice, sandpaper rough, tears through the rumbling of the crowd. Its owner is ragged and filthy, and a feverish gleam burns in his eyes. His words inflame the people's minds like rot festering upon a wound. Right cries out mockingly, "That's because you are afraid of them. Not because you are afraid of them. Because they are afraid of you!" There, have the almighty baton. All you have is a source of power that feeds the whole ship. Why should they take you for granted? It serves you right, you cowards. Power to the people! Power to the people! Oh, so he's Birdman. He got to save everyone. He says, "Where's it?" It's just. Your sedacious words have been heard, and they will not be forgotten. I hereby chastise this compartment for its profane thoughts. That's right. Deal with it, you lowlives. They are not afraid of you. Rot's voice seems out of place in the hanging silence. The sounding breath, foreign breath of power. The words of punishment have returned to a shred of reason to the minds of the workers, for all as it should be. Insolence to be followed by retribution. The world makes sense once more and is no longer frightening. We will not commit to rebellion, but we will not allow ourselves to be slaughtered by villains either. The law and the emperor are on our side. A young woman steps forward, slender and supple like a rapier. If they want to crush us with the fear of death, let them kill us. It will only prove our righteousness. The ringing call is a command, pressing itself into their hearts. The foul stench of sacrilege almost knocks me off my feet. We could do look at rapier in the eye. Lousy. 50% chance. Failed. None of them are steeped in corruption, and so the sweetness of the trespassing still intoxicates them. Their minds are captivated by how close they have come to forbidden. They have not earned an immediate execution, not yet, but do they deserve to be saved? Why save them at all? Look at rapier in the eye. She is fragile, but there is strength in her, an authority taken for granted and understood by everyone. She's clearly ready to command, with legions willing to die for such maidens, beautiful and resolute as they are. She carries no banner in her hand, for she herself is the banner. Appeal to Domin Lord Captain Guppo Teawhistle loudly and exigently. How do you say that? But the noise around me drowns out my own thoughts and stops me from focusing on his image. Death will claim you, but I don't say unless you surely make this embrace. Use my throwing knife to take an idle swing. Bear one of my blades. Do you wish to die? I swear that anyone who follows the mutineers will perish this day. The crowd does not answer. They do not hear me. The sacred promise of death no longer moves them, for they are fallen under the enemy's spell. They surround me, threatening, pointing fingers, cursing. They dare not strike, not yet, but already their enormous bulk presses down upon me as the smell of blood in the air grows thicker by the minute. I lose myself in the dance of blood. You know, we're not doing like I think with Kibla, what was it? You can choose to be like all 3 alignments with her, I think. I know you could choose for you can make her like more of a heretic or more iconoclast, so she's more like a weapon, or she's more like an individual, right? I think I did an individual last time. Lose myself in the dance of blood! I can bear it no longer. The blades in my hands sing. The blood streaks across astonished faces. I'm done speaking and exhorting. I merely dance on the thread that I have spun. I bestow death and blessed wounds. I catch glimpses of rapiers, cloven face, and furnace's open belly. Rot's severed hand falls at my feet, and its owner flees howling. I dance, I breathe so freely, yay! Dancing, 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 dancing. Kill everyone! Kill it! What? What was that? What was that soundbite? Okay, whatever. It did not go the way I planned. The smell of blood lingers in the air, like the stench of impending defeat. Okay. Okay, wait, let me check something really quick. Un momento, por favor. Interesting. Go back. 2 bodies are sprawled before me. Just 2? I severed their threads. The third blasphemer has managed to escape, but his disembodied hand also lies on the floor. Useless meat. What can their corpse? Reveal your secrets to me, corpse. Failed! Very little. There are faint traces of vile mutations that twist their bodies. The foul stench of the corruption emanating from their meat. The formed, strangely colored brains in their crushed skulls that spawned the heresy of sedition. Okay, chaos corrupted. It is time for the next step. A thrill runs down the strands of my consciousness. Is this Domin Captain Guppo Teawhistle? Can I truly feel him again? Am I imagining it? Yes, I need to concentrate. I gaze at the puddles of blood and the patterns they form. I see a labyrinth. The Undying One has given me a sign. My hands find the sealed case in which his tarot cards reside. It's time for a divination in the blood of the dead. It will reveal to me the name of their unholy master. Draw the beginning of the spread. I draw the beginning of the spread. The Hound. I gaze at the card and its depiction of the Astra Militarum armored vehicle that bears a formidable name. The pursuit of truth, sacrifice, and victory. That is me, and I am on the right track. I draw the heart of the spread. The Harlequin inverted. Lies, manipulation, shadow play blocking my path. But a lie is exposed. A deception must be revealed. Okay. Now I draw the end of the spread. The preacher, a man who carries the idea and proclaims it. But who is it? Nemesis? Or one of his supporters? Someone already slain, or someone still alive? The divination is unclear, so I draw a 4th card. It is dangerous to ask more of the Undying One, but I must know. The Aquila. His holy image watches me from within the card, and my heart grows frigid with the knowledge of what it represents. The Undying One has manifested his omen in the traitor's blood. The hunt that has begun will be completed by the unveiling of a great deception. Our enemy is elusive because he has a powerful ally, one who espouses faith in the Emperor on his vessel. The ship's confessor is in league with Nemesis. He will be the next prey. All right. If I really want to Kibla in my party, I suppose I could make her into a range range assassin. I don't know. I could respec her. Do like soldier assassin maybe? I don't know. I think Blade Dancer is all about, you know, blade dancing. So. I mean, I could put Kibble in my party. It would be a lot of the same. I don't know. It's kind of late for that. Because I feel like I'm going to get into, like, Act 3. Actually, I should probably go into Act... Well, actually, no. I need to level up first. I need to level up maybe 2 or 3 levels before I go into Act 3. Because we've been having, like a decently hard time at this game with where we're at. Anyway. We'll talk a little bit more about... we'll do our lore talks during the next long load. Okay, interrogate the ship's confessor. Alright, Captain, Lord Captain. My Captain, Lord Captain. Interesting sidebar. Alright. Should I have all Medicaid? Yeah, all Medicaid should be fine. Oh, let's have some coffee. Yes, Maeve. How are you doing, Maeve, being back in your old body? Would you like a cup of freshly brewed... Would you like a cup of freshly brewed recap, my celestial lord? I kept your body when we body swapped. I kept it all nice. Let's see here. And if you're dancing, stop. I'm feeling lonely here. I mean, Captain Guppo wouldn't really care. I'm curious to see what this says. Are you doing well here, Maeve? Why, my celestial lord? Wait, I'm sorry. Why, my celestial lord, I have you. And Master Danrock has been very kind. Ooh. Is it Master Danrock and her? Are they going to be a thing? Sometimes it brings me all kinds of amazing things, my lord. The other day, it was a book for little nobles. I learned from it that the stars are huge, too big to pick up and hold between your fingers, or even to hug with both of your arms. And when they dance together, they form an entire galaxy. As the facts, Maeve, that you were in possession of my body for so long disgust me in a profound level. Oh, you could give her to Danrock. That's interesting. No, I want coffee. I forget which is better. I think Amasec, please. It's ease of mind. Willpower in the next combat. I think this plus 10 agility in the next combat. Yeah. Okay, cool. And let's do ablutions, because we got to soak our little halfling body. Let's see here. Do ablutions. I will do like the cutscene ablutions or companion ablutions. They are pretty funny, but I just want the buff really quick, and we'll move on. Okay, finish your ablutions. Yes. Cool. Good buffs. Buff for the next combat. Let's go out. Okay, do that. And then we go up here, I think. We'll go to fight the Confessor. I think you can actually, when you kill the Confessor, I think you can change the Confessor, and I think you can do a more heretical version of the Confessor, I think. So definitely we're trying to like steer Captain Guppo's storyline so he eventually becomes a full-fledged heretic. But he's easing into it so far. Bishop Shrine? Yes. Can I get rid of Kibble? No, I can't. Okay, well, that's fine. So yeah, we made a third campaign. Navigator, main character. Navigator, daughter, right? And Argenta, right? New companion. So we got do boop, boop. New companion. And then, I don't know, we have... There's no one that we really haven't really focused on. The boys are all here. Kibble extends her finger top with a metal claw towards the Confessor Adalbert. The divination has revealed that you stand beside the enemy Nemesis. Speak only the truth before the dominant and the undying one. Adalbert meets Kibble's words calmly with almost a majestic resignation. A defender of the people and a tyrant's minion are two faithful servants of opposing ideas, two souls that have rejected everything else for the sake of duty. I now truly see that your collusion with him was inevitable. Adalbert shifts his gaze to you and lets out a mournful sigh. I warned you about your visit, Lord Captain Guppo Teawhistle, as well as its purpose. I demand an explanation, Confessor, this instant. Your pet tormentor who extols death is right. I know Nemesis and I assist him. Just like him, I am your enemy. Lord Captain Guppo Teawhistle. Adalbert raises his voice in a soft tenor. You hear notes of accusation as deep as rolling thunder. And I'm also enemy of your cruel regime, where life is dirt under the enforcer's feet, where a man has nothing but eats, rise in fear, and knows no hope. Yokasta Starbeck. Starbeck clenches her fists under her until her knuckles crunch. You treasonous imposter. To think I listened to your sermons and was anointed by your hand. You'll choke on your words along with the teeth I am about to knock out. Adalbert dignifies her with neither a word nor a glance. He doesn't care. Wait. You're no champion, Justice. You're a manipulator who raises himself by standing upon the courts with others. I'm not judging you. On the contrary, I could use a man of such talents. Huh. Interesting. So we can keep Confessor Adalbert? I don't know. What would Captain Guppo do? What do you guys think? You're not even trying to lie. This is commendable. Adalbert shrugs, his kindly face growing harder. Why would I? If the dogs have come looking for blood, they will not leave without a kill. Such is your vicious nature. Adalbert, face the facts. You're no champion of justice. You're just a manipulator who raises himself up on the standing corpses of others. I am not judging you. On the contrary, I could use a man of such talents. We should discuss accomplishing a great deal. Shakes his head, looking crestfallen. I almost pity you. Such a blind conviction that nothing matters more than power. I'll prove that not everyone is as flawed as you. Do you serve Nemesis, or do you command him? I follow him as he once followed me. Nemesis is my son. If not by blood, then in spirit. I took him in as a willful child, and I fostered the best in him, a passion for justice, an indomitable flame of a fighter, an unyielding determination. I've been preparing him for years. Oh. You've raised a living instrument that serves a purpose without question. Guppo speaks cautiously, as if not entirely sure of her judgment. Such is his purpose: to be the hope, break his shackles, and end the centuries of torment that have passed aboard the ship. A great sacrifice for a great cause. He falls silent, looking at Guppo expectantly. You should be familiar with his ways, except instead of a sower of freedom, you were raised to be an executioner's sword. And what else were you lying about, Confessor? One last confession? Well, why not? He frowns and pulls back his collar, as if he were short on breath. I'm not 𝕿𝖊𝖊𝖊𝖗. That was the name of an initiate from a clan of confessors who passed away from disease many years ago. I was born in the squalor of the lower decks, at the behest of the... he falters, as if he wanted to say something else. The master, maybe? It was by the Emperor's command that I took 𝕿𝖊𝖊𝖊𝖗's place through deception, pretending to be him. The dead man has inherited much influence and many thrones from his clan, which hastened my successful rise through the ranks. But it is not for wealth or power that I did this. I accepted the burden of hard work to empower the common people, to pave the way for liberation from oppression and injustice. And my part is almost done. Guppo whispers to you. I sense no lying in his voice or bearing. Doman King, Lord Captain Guppo Teawhistle. He feels and welcomes death with open arms. This moment favors us. We must learn more. He who betrayed his oath will not deliver 𝕝mesite to us, but from his words we may divine knowledge of our enemy. Indeed. How did your deception go so unnoticed? You were not there for many years of pestilence. Confessors attended every deck and died in multitudes. New ministers were recruited at every port and every station. Their names and faces blurred together, and we recognized their kin only by their robes. No one who knew 𝕿𝖊𝖊𝖊𝖗's true face survived that time. The Emperor saved me from being exposed. So 𝕝mesite is just a man. Excellent. It is harder to kill a legend. The words of a tyrant inebriated with power and impunity. He smells bitterly. 𝕝mesite is an idea, and you have the arrogance to believe you can kill the idea made flesh. It is better this way, so keep underestimating him. Are you hoping he will save you now? No. We decided otherwise. I am not worth him risking his life, so do not expect him to capture him through me. My son has no attachments, for they would only make him weak. He would gladly sacrifice himself for the dreams of liberty and equality. For the people! I must do the same. I only grieve that, thanks to your efforts, I cannot be near my son and ease his burden. Attachment makes us weak. Guppo's whisper is barely audible, and you see her face grow more dismal still. You made a weapon out of him, just as he made a weapon out of you. Your liberation is rooted in betrayal and bloodshed. This is a war, Captain Guppo Teawhistle. The war for our liberation, and we are willing to die and kill for it. Because our enemy is brutal and deaf to our pleas. You have deserved it. How dare you? 𝕿𝖊𝖊𝖊𝖗 reacts to his gesture with due suspicion, sharply gripping her weapon, prepared to eliminate any threat to you. Any last words, 𝕿𝖊𝖊𝖊𝖗? The shackles will fall, and there will be nothing left of your tyranny, nor of you. 𝕿𝖊𝖊𝖊𝖗 speaks without hatred. His voice is that of a martyr on his way to glory. Yeah, I probably wouldn't want him to be a... It's probably better to keep him alive, right? We don't want him to be a martyr. Despite your crimes, I want to keep you alive. 𝕉𝖊𝖊𝖊𝖃, arrest the traitor. You seem to have mistaken my humility in the face of death for a submission. 𝕿𝖊𝖊𝖊𝖗 smiles weakly. It is not for you to decide my fate. I will make the choice myself. I will surrender my life in a fight for our future. I will die, but I will take you with me. He clicks his fingers, and the initiates who have been standing humbly turn around in your direction, their white robes opening to reveal a variety of weapons. For 𝕝mesites, brothers and sisters! For freedom! Sawback. Lord Captain, this is an ambush! owlcat loves their ambushes, man. They've been waiting for us. Yes. Oh, Sawback. Okay. Look at this sheep. It's probably not gonna be good. They're probably gonna take one of my guys out because I can't even plan it out. Yeah. Yeah, I can't really do anything. Look at this crap, man. Okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna die anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reset this combat. So that's 2 dead before I even get a chance to act. So, okay, that's... So I'm almost dead. I might actually... My entire party might actually die. So... We have 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖗 and we have 𝕿𝖗𝖆, and that's it. Yeah, I think I might even not even get a chance to act. Yeah, it's crazy how just like a bad start and net. Yeah, I can't go anywhere. Yeah, this is why I don't really like playing. Yeah, I'm dead. Didn't even get a chance to act.
Returns to its sheath.
Okay. Well, autosave. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what, a lot of times that's why I don't like doing playing like hard difficulties or very very hard difficulties on like random games that have a RNG. Because like a lot of times it's just you reloading, trying to get like different outcomes. There's nothing I could have done in that scenario. Like I have a good like group. They've been successful in a lot of different fights, but like how would we not have like if this was the pen and paper role playing game, I would have my party members like standing at exits or be within cover, just in case something goes bad, or other players would have actually done that. Like, I just don't like the ambushes in this game. And there's so many. Not only like just ambushes, but like battles where they take away the ability to set up your guys. Because you could end up like everyone rolls horribly for their initiative, and you don't even get a chance to act. You know? It's weird. Okay, well, we're doing it again, I guess. Entire dialogue we have to replace, or repeat, rather. Ugh. Can I save? What if I could just, like, smash the quick save button? Me. Quick save. Game auto-saved. Okay, oh, whatever. Okay, boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, ba-doo, ba-doo, boop, 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 boo. Boop, ba-doo. Boop, ba-doo. Ba-doo. Kind of try to rush through this. Oop, yeah, whatever. You know, like Sarbeck immediately goes down. Sarbeck. It's the same. What is his agility that he's always going first? Agility 60. Like, I don't know why... 60. Like, I don't know why he's always going... It's probably like a tweaking in the gameplay formula. My guys are probably still going to die. Because he's going to go first and he's going to hit all my guys. Look at how, like, owlcat, like, puts my guys. Like, right... Like, to get, like, one perfect shot on all of them. If he takes down any one of my guys, he just got to load again.
The whispers call to me.
Bring deliverance.
That's crazy, man. Okay, load. I don't think there's actually any way that I can actually do this fight, now that I think about it. How would I actually do this? I don't think I would be able to... Oh no, I hope I didn't like soft lock my game. Because like once you go into this area, you automatically go into Kibla's side quest and you can't get out of it. Maybe there's a point where you can actually back out and like not do Kibla's ritual. But otherwise, like if I can't back out of Kibla's ritual and do the side quest, then I'll essentially just soft lock the game. Well, let's just go over to just do some lore stuff really quick while it's loading. Let's see here. So internets. So this is Screaming Vortex, right? So here's a map of the Imperium. So we are in the Chronos Expanse right over here where my cursor is, right? The Frozen Heart is right over here. We will see the Screaming Vortex here as... I don't know if this is the official... I think this is the official map, actually. So, the idea is that the Screaming Vortex is a notable warp storm where... so, like I've said before, people who aren't familiar with the Warhammer 40,000 lore, faster than light travel, the equivalent of faster than light travel is made through skipping through the hell dimension of energy that is the warp. It kind of bypasses a lot of physical laws in order to do so. Every so often, the warp, that energy, like bleeds into the material universe, and you get warp storms, right? And a lot of heretics and anti-imperial forces use warp storms as cover because it's just approaching them like is very deadly. It makes warp travel unreliable, if not, fatal, right? If you take ships into it, right? So, the warp storm is a Screaming Vortex. That's the one that actually, that the Chaos forces in this area of space that Rogue Trader takes place in are based out of that, right? Not all of them, but most of them. As you go into the Screaming Vortex, the center has had some sort of insane catastrophe happen to it at some point at some point in the past, right? The outer ring, there's the outer ring inner ring in the lower vortex, or gloaming worlds, I should say. As you go into the center of the screaming vortex, it gets more absorbed into the warp. Like laws of space and time have less meaning, and it gets kind of like just crazy, cuckoo, psychedelic, right? And also, the lower you go in, the more you go towards the center of the vortex, you also do hear, like, if you're a psyker, I think you hear like constant screaming. Like something happened where there's like a number of genocides or something crazy happened to it. I think a lot of people just kind of assume there was one of the Eldar, or one or more Eldar worlds were destroyed during the birth of Slaanesh. Also claimed this area of space and just killed a lot of like psychic Eldar. But I don't think it's like specifically said outright that that's the case for the Screaming Vortex, right? It's just something nasty happened here at one point in time, right? So I think I wanted to go to Game Master, Corruption Infinity. I wanted to go to the Galaxy Flames, Adversaries, Fall Prophets. Screaming Vortex is 323. Can I skip? 1 second. Let's get these out of the way. Screaming Vortex. Let's see. Okay. 323. I don't know if I want to do Screaming Vortex. Here we go. This is what I want. So we'll go back to the game in just a little bit. Boop. All the way down here. 323, I think it said. 323. Let's see here. 87. Still loading. But I can always just look it up on the wiki too. I think though, looking it up on the PDF, I'd probably prefer to do that. Just because it is a little bit more legit. Yes, Screaming Vortex. Just to save some time. Screaming Vortex 40k wiki. Okay, so. And the wikis are not always right. Sometimes they are changed by people inserting like fan canon into it, and they're not really corrected. So it's good to actually take a look at the lore from the source, right? So the Screaming Vortex is a permanent warp storm and warp rift that is one of the zones within the region known as the Great Warp Storms that separates the Galactic Sector of the Segmentum Obscurus from the Cronus Expanse region of the Halo Stars. It takes the form of a vast seething cauldron of imperial energies, which, while not as large, are every bit as intense as those spewing forth from the Eye of Terror, the Maelstrom, or the later Great Rift during the era of Dominus, or any other such warp real space overlap in the Milky Way galaxy. As a permanent warp storm and warp rift, the Screaming Vortex is a region of space beset by unreal forces of the Empyrean, with a thin sky between reality and that possible dimension has been torn viciously asunder. A volume of space far larger than the average Imperial sector is, to all intents and purposes, cut adrift from the physical universe, the laws of nature no longer applying from within. Little is known about the region of in the Imperium. The scholars and navigators of Scintilla, the capital world of the neighboring Callisti sector, have only been able to garner a few bare physical details about the Great Warp Storm. Its physical size is unknown, as it fluctuates rapidly and randomly in its region of space with no discernible pattern. I know the Screaming Vortex not only fluctuates in size, but different planets can appear and disappear in the area. So essentially, it's like a malleable setting for Black Crusade that any sort of dungeon master can add anything he really wants to it. Right? But the idea, a lot of the some planets that have underwent like a warp or psychic catastrophe can get themselves sucked up from one area of the universe and deposited in the Screaming Vortex. So that one of the things, there's actually a couple ways you can actually get characters and factions from the other end of the galaxy to the Screaming Vortex, and that's just because the warp sucks them up and spits them out in the Screaming Vortex. So technically, you can get into a situation where, like Tau, right, or Necrons, could end up getting spat out into the Screaming Vortex, right? And it's for you to encounter, right? As a result of such extreme conditions, the conventional wisdom of Napus Nobilite representatives on Scintilla is that nothing beyond the entities already native to the Imperium can survive within the Screaming Vortex. Yet they are wrong, for those among mortals who serve the dark gods of chaos are welcomed with the warp rift confines. Beyond the boundaries of the Screaming Vortex, the luminous powers of chaos hold sway. For a mortal to even contemplate crossing into its weirdling energies is the insanity of the worst kind. So getting into it is kind of difficult, just like any sort of other like warp storm, right? The interior of the vortex's heart cannot be described in terms that even the greatest mortal mind could comprehend, and descriptions are largely limited to the worlds on its verges, and when describing those places further in, to allegory and myth. The Screaming Vortex is so named because the ebb and flow of its tides are accompanied by the concomitant wailing, audible only to psychers and sorcerers. The most gifted of psychers can hear the ceaseless, discordant psychic wailing that emanates from the vortex from dozens, sometimes hundreds of light years away. Their dreams haunted by the once beautiful faces turn ashen by fear and shrill, plaintive screams for mercy. The closer those gifted in psychers' arts travel into the Screaming Vortex, the louder and more desperate the screaming becomes. Soon is not only the dreams, but also every waking hour the psyker hears the wailing, and are also driven to the very brink of sanity by their experience. On occasion, such as when the tides of the gibbous storm wax, the screams are so loud that even those born without the curse of power, the psyker can hear them, scratching at the edge of their sanity and seeming to beg for them for mercy that none have the power to grant. So, that's the main setting, main chaos setting for Warhammer 40,000 RPG, right? They have some weird, like different like feudal worlds in there. They have different feudal worlds in there. They have weird, I think some of the weirder worlds are getting as you get closer to the center of the storm. I know there's one world that's like a fat guy. It's like a planet is like a bloated and corpulent person that's like consistently alive, and he's grown to the size of a planet, right? So I don't know. It's been a while since I read anything about him. I forget what the exact deal is, but he's a planet and he's a guy, right? He's rolled up into a ball, right? So there could be some like standard, somewhat heretical stuff, not really too crazy. But then you have giant fat guys that are planets, right? So it's crazy. It's an interesting setting. The thing is like, I'm not sure if I'm a good enough GM to throw out a campaign in that setting, because it's like also it's kind of hard to make like, well, I don't know if I should say it's hard to make like characters, because you could always do kind of like a antagonist type character that is not necessarily what we would call black and white evil, but it's just like he just survives in this kind of setting, right? I don't know, like a lot of the chaos characters, not 100%. I'm sure people will debate me in the comments, but a lot of the characters, chaos characters, there are kind of like hand-wringing, cackling baddies. Like 99% of chaos characters are like that. Now, there's some that like are just freshly fallen to chaos, or they like some that like they're just kind of like surviving for the most part. But I think it's fair to say that a majority of them are not like that, and they tend to lack a little bit more depth. So it's just a little bit challenging to kind of like, you want all your antagonists or your characters set up in that setting to be a little bit more well-rounded. So I don't know. It's challenging for me to kind of find that point. Is what I'm trying to say. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Just like save. Save before the initiative is rolled.
I won't heed your cries of mercy.
Actually, that is Initiative Zeke, Professor Adalbert. This is probably the best initiative that I got for this. Save. I kind of wish I didn't have to use Kibla, but whatever. Like, you have to get a shot from Adel. That's so stupid, man. I think the game cheats a little bit and puts him at the top of the initiative order no matter what.
I'll live another day.
Never felt pain like this.
Okay, all my guys are alive at least. Okay. God damn, man. Overseer, several heals maximum wounds are reduced by 50%. Reactive spells now spend all the Overseer's MP. Officer gains grants an ally an extra turn with full AP and MP during an extra turn. There's no attack limit until the end of combat. The Officer's Fellowship is halved. So stupid. I don't even know where to begin on this fight, really. Because like one more attack is gonna kill me. She's at 9. I think like when your light starts her turn, she's gonna die. I think. Let's see, Rebel Fighter, Insurgent. So I think he is melee. And melee. So Rebel Fighter. I think he's Weber, right? Heavy Rock Saw. Okay, interesting. So melee, melee, melee. So I don't think... and then we have Rebel Sharpshooter. So... Look, there's like no cover, too. This is crazy. God damn, son. God damn. Reactivate now spends all the Overseer's MP. That's fine. I could actually do that. Several maximum wounds. Several immediately heals the full wounds, even if it has 0 wounds. And while this prone, it's Overseer's next 3 abilities cost -1 AP. Okay, that's good. Until the end of combat, the Overseer's next 3 go. Then the combat attacks made by the obstructed enemy in the direction of the Cyber Eagle that hit the enemy's allies automatically score critical hits. I guess. So I could do. I could do. Like, what was it? Like destructive shot. Obstructive shot on Adalbert, and see if he can actually like torch his friends. Look at this, man. It's like there's no place for me to go. Well, first off, boop.
I'll bring glory to my bloodline.
Cool. I got 9 movement. Can I do like I want to heal her so she doesn't immediately die. But I feel like there's a way to win this fight. I definitely want to kill this guy so he doesn't kill any of my other guys. Insurgent, Rebel Fighter. First off, let me see if I can do... So wait, I can't do... No, I can't do obstructing shot because he's like right next to the Confessor 𝕵𝖊𝖊𝖊. I could do... bring it down on 𝕿𝖗𝖆. God damn, look at this. Like, everyone's about to die. And 𝕿𝖗𝖆 can do 𝕵𝖊𝖊𝖊.
would be enough.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about 𝕵𝖊𝖊𝖊. And then we do... movement points with 6 and it grants 2 charges of slash. Can do free grenades. All creatures that enter the area of effect created by this grenade must pass a strength, toughness, or willpower resistance test by -20 penalty. On a failed test, toughness test, their target becomes blinded. On a failed strength test, slowed for 2 rounds. On a failed willpower test, disturbed for 2 rounds. Not bad. Where is sniper? Sharpshooter, insurgent. Me. Wait, why can't I do... What is 𝕵𝖊𝖊𝖊 not? Oh, whatever. 25% chance. Oh. Wait. Cool. We do this. What's going on? Why can't you... Okay.
Understood.
Cool. That's something. And... Boop. And this guy has flamers, right? Last pistol. Let's see here. I think they all have like las pistols. Zeke. Who is next? I know there's I feel like I can do this. Okay, he's blinded. And... Sergeant. Sharpshooter. Fighter. Sergeant. Okay, so I'll charge this guy. Okay. And... Shark Vision. It's like I kind of want 3 pips left of action. Okay, who else? He is good. Well, fighter. He's not going to be able to make it, I don't think. Sergeant. I don't think he's going to be able to make it. Let's try to heal my guy. Oh, he doesn't even... He's not burning. That's the thing. But if I don't give him burn... Let's see here. I think she's going to die immediately. But I think she does also have a med pack on her. Let's see. So I think I can... Yeah, she can heal herself a little bit. And I can use this time to... Let's see, deal with one of the other guys. Can I see this guy? No, I can't. Can I do obscure? I can't do obscure? The fuck? Okay, what? Boo! Why can't I put it here? Ugh, annoying. Let's see, how about this guy? Obscure. Boop. Boop, I can't. It's like blocking my line of sight. Okay, what's the best way to do it? 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖉𝖊𝖗 gonna die too. I could do... Can I? Let's see here. I think I'm gonna take fire damage. Yeah, I will.
Won't fell me.
God, it's like there's no good choices to make.
I stand in recognition. Already done.
Cool. No, let's do Adalbert.
Nothing I can't do.
See if I can actually get Adalbert to shoot. I think it bugged out. God damn you, game! Strafe. Shark vision.
Not a problem for me.
Okay, it bugged out. Okay, for some reason it's just not triggering anything.
All too easy.
Okay. This is really hard. I know I can do this.
I should have foretold that.
Who died? Yeah.
Paths to death.
Yeah, she died at the beginning of the turn.
This one?
Let's load actually. Let's load. I could do this. How much time do we got? We have... What's about time? So, end the stream as soon as I can. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. So I'll try to keep 𝕽𝖶𝖌 and 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖊 alive if I can. Let's see. Overcharge. Should I do this? What would she get? I do that. Wait, it's half. It halves your fellowship if you pick it. Anyways, boop. But I can't. Boop.
You have
Let's
offered
see
me
how they
another
respond
chance.
to this.
Okay. And do I want to do anything else? I do want to do 𝕬𝖆𝖆𝖄.
Already done.
Until the end of the combat, the Cybermaster deals additional damage equal to 6% of the target's maximum wounds. Should I use that for 𝕬𝖆𝖆𝖄? Yeah, that's fine.
Activating extermination
Try it.
Let's test our skills, 𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖊𝖗.
Oops. Fuck, I messed up. I gotta load it. Clicked the wrong thing. But anyways, let's go back here really quick. We'll end the stream in just a little bit, but let me just see here. Internets. Let's see. Yes. So history. I don't know if it's gonna say like the speculated history of it or whatnot. The Screaming Vortex has existed in its present form for at least 10,000 standard years, though the use of that standard Terran measurement of passage of time is of little relevance to such a reason. Such places within its borders appear to have existed in their eternal torment since the very beginning of time, while others have endured eons of pain is in what it, to an outside witness might appear in only the blink of an eye. Despite the difficulty of quantifying such a phenomenon, some accounts of its beginnings do in fact exist. No single definitive record describes the entire truth, yet such accounts range from the jealously guarded heirloom data dumps of the very oldest Navis Nobilite houses to the mad gibberings of the warp-touched Hellseers. Given the nature of these scattered sources, there is a scant chance of any scholar ever collating them into something resembling even a portion of the truth, unless some of the very highly placed agent of the Inquisition were to turn to the path of glory in the service of the Chaos Gods. What follows then is but one possible account of one possible truth. Those who believe such accounts are to be pitied, for their souls are already lost to the dread powers of chaos. Zone of space, now known as the Screaming Vortex, was once, as the tale recounts, a bountiful region strewn with paradise worlds. The realms were so perfect in form and placement that they could only have been created by the deliberate will of beings as powerful as gods. Perhaps, it's not confirmed though, perhaps as havens for the Eldari and the other beatific child species that dwell there. I guess one argument in favor of them being like maiden worlds of the Eldar is that Eldar try to avoid the Cronus Expanse region whenever possible. A lot of the Eldar that are there are only Dark Eldar or Eldar Corsairs, like pirates, right? Like craft worlds try to avoid the Screaming Vortex like altogether, right? For some reason, like some shame or something happened in the distant past, right? For aeons, the Eldari and others existed in a state of perfection and glory, at one with their creators. The species now known as the Old Ones in all of their dimensions of this universe and others. Then came what is some call a plague, and others a war, but it may have been both at once. The perfected worlds were scoured, and while the creator beings that wrought them battled valiantly to protect them, all were lost. Those few that survived the war had destroyed their heaven, knew misery and deprivation. It is said that most of the survivors left in a great exodus, each of the starfaring species dispersed to a different quarter of the galaxy, and in time they would forget the place of their birth and war upon one another until barely 100 of their number remained. All were slain by the hands of those whom they had once shared heaven. But some Eldari stay behind, resolved to rebuild their paradise by their own hands, though the creators had long ago disappeared from the galaxy. Okay, so go back, see if we can make a... Let's see if we can actually set us up to survive this fight, and then we can end the stream. Boop. Boop. Okay, so I definitely first want to boop Solomorn,
Nothing I can't do.
and then boop
𝕿𝖗𝖆𝖉𝖊𝖗
Glade
will
attack.
undertaking this task.
Okay, and it's weird how Glado's there before he's there, isn't he? Anyways, I think no, I know what's going on. Anyways, whatever. Boop.
I'll take it as a priority.
And then boop. Oh, that's right. I did this.
The order is clear.
Okay, 1 pip left. And then, oh yeah, and then I charged this guy, didn't I?
Accepted.
Okay. Boop. Boop. Boop.
Get a hold of yourself.
Your technology is limited,
Okay.
but I am grateful.
And then you start soaring. No. Let's see here. Flying strike. Okay. How can I do? Characteristics. Should have done something else first. That's fine.
Not a problem for me.
I think this is gonna be kind of hard to work out. 5. What is this? Master Tactician selects a 3x3 zone on the battlefield. All allies, including Master Tactician, have line of sight into enemies inside the selected zone. May make an immediate single attack. This is better. Gains the ability to make a number of extra attacks equal to weapon's rate of fire, using the weapon that normally costs at least AP. These attacks do not spend AP. Until the end of the soldier's next turn, their first attack gets each new enemy automatically scores a critical hit. Soldier may immediately load their... Starting from the next round until the end of the combat, the soldier's AP reduced by -1. That's fine.
Fall, creatures!
Okay, you can heal Captain Guppo.
I can heal your wounds, not your soul.
Thank you. Now, where were we?
Okay. Boop. I think, no. I don't think I messed up. Don't think that was the best move to do. Okay. How am I gonna do this? Okay, let's just plan out what we're gonna do next time. I don't know, man. I mean, all these guys are not really strong. It's just they got the jump on me. So if I could heal, I think it'll be fine. So do boop. Do this, boop-a-doo, like boop-a-doo, like this.
This tedium is beneath me.
The Sire's song guides me.
You missed. Okay.
The faithful will ascend.
No. Okay.
Judgment.
J.
Oh, thank you, Shireen.
Okay. Rebel fighter. Nation Zeke. Meow, 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 meow. Wait, what happened to... Oh, the sharpshooter's all the way back there. Hmm. Hmm. Oh no, Adira is coming up. Oh my god, no, I haven't even gotten through a lot of this stuff. I don't know, man. I have to think about it. But like the thing is, let me do something really quick. Let me see if I Worship Bridge. Can I avoid this? Anyways, I think I'm gonna have to think about this. But thank you guys for attending my stream. I really do appreciate that. I have a lot of stuff to do today, so I got to peace out. But guys, thank you very much for attending my stream once more. You guys are all amazing, beautiful people who deserve all the love in the world. Don't forget that. You know, I'll try to post my schedule for this week and probably next week also. Figure out what I'm going to be doing. I wanted to go back to some of my older games that I never really finished, but they were still pretty popular. One of the things I might actually do would be going back to Lobotomy Corporation, right? Because I always did want to finish Lobotomy Corporation, but you can't get the true ending unless you, I think, get all the monsters in that game. So it's been a while since we even touched the game. So going through the story, getting all the different guys, and re-experiencing the gameplay will still be fun. It will be fun to do. So thinking about doing that, and doing that as a constant on Wednesday nights, and then we'll do a swap out for Wednesday nights, Thursday nights. So we'll be swapping out every two nights. We'll do Lobotomy Corporation, Master of Magic, Lisa, and Rogue Trader. And then each one of those guys will swap out with the third week. We'll swap it out with something different, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. So that's what I have planned so far. But yeah, if you haven't already, be sure to like and follow and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch if you want to support us out. There's plenty of different ways to do so. Like I said, Wednesday, Thursday nights, Saturday, Sunday mornings is when I stream. But yeah, you can if you do like, follow, and subscribe. You can go into channel memberships and subscriptions, bits and bobs. There's also Patreon if you do want to donate. Would definitely be appreciated. And with that said, I'm going to peace out. So you have an amazing week, guys. I will see you before you know it. Bye-bye.